guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. Before we get into today's video, I just want to say happy Halloween. I know today isn't Halloween, but tomorrow is, so it's Halloween. I thought it would be fun to dress up for today's video. I am an alien from Toy Story. For Halloween, for real, I'm being like a skeleton. I'm wearing a skeleton onesie and taking my niece's trick-or-treating, but the skeleton onesie doesn't have a head and it's just kind of all black, so I didn't think that you'd be able to see it enough. However, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep this on the whole time I'm filming because it's kind of annoying, but we'll see how it goes. Today's video that we are going to be talking about is one that I didn't really know how I was going to turn into a video, but after seeing the topic, I could not get it off my mind, and I think it's really interesting, so I think that you guys will find it interesting too, and it is fairly creepy, which I think is perfect for Halloween. So I hope that you all have a happy Halloween and stay safe, and let me know what you're dressing up as in the comments down below. And with that all being said, let's get right into today's video. When I came across this topic, I was just mindlessly scrolling through TikTok, as one does, when I came across a video that was posted by a user by the name of Rehab Bestie, and she was talking about how she was watching Glitch in the Matrix videos, which you guys know are also one of my favorites, when she came across a video that she started scrolling through the comments, and it wasn't the video that caught her attention, it was one of the really weird comments. This comment was left by a user with the name Henry Robinson, and his comment read, "I once found 2 human teeth in my washing machine. It freaked me out. I have no idea where they came from." And this comment started a streak of people leaving similar comments of them finding human teeth in places where human teeth should not be. One of the comments said that somebody who lived alone was just home alone one day when they found a random human tooth in the middle of their living room, and the comments were all just going on like this about people who were just randomly finding human teeth where there should never have been a tooth, and they didn't lose the teeth, and nobody they knew that was in their house lost a tooth, so where the heck did the teeth come from? This comment thread, which I found on TikTok, interested me enough that I thought that I would go and find more stories of this online, because this does seem to be a reoccurring occurrence. And after finding several stories of people finding human teeth in places like this, I thought that I could share some of those instances with you guys. And yeah, so that's basically what I'm going to be doing in today's video. I'm going to be sharing stories with you guys that I mainly found off of Reddit, of people who found human teeth in really weird places when they had never lost a tooth and there was just really no explanation for the teeth being found. I'm not going to be reading the stories to you guys, I'm just going to be giving you kind of like a summary of the stories, but like I said, most of these stories were found on Reddit, and majority of them were found on the r/paranormal subreddit. And the first one that I want to talk to you guys about today is titled, "What does it mean if you keep finding teeth?" The person who made this post goes on to ask if this could be some kind of curse or bad omen, because they had found 2 teeth in the span of a short period of time. A month prior to making this post, the person says that they had found a human tooth in the bottom of a takeout bag next to their salad, and the day before they had made this post on Reddit, they had found a random human tooth sitting on their kitchen counter. However, nobody in the house had lost a tooth, including the person making the post. So where did these teeth come from? Obviously, if you find a human tooth in a food bag from a restaurant, any restaurant, whether it's takeout or not, that is to be taken up with the restaurant, and that is very alarming. But the fact that they found another human tooth on their kitchen counter without any explanation is very odd. And while I was scrolling through the comments underneath this Reddit post, they were very similar to the comments under that video on TikTok of people sharing similar experiences where they just randomly were finding human teeth that didn't belong to them or anybody that they'd been close to or had been in their, general vicinity. But one of these comments stood out to me specifically. This person's comment says that they had deep cleaned their 1-room cabin, really deep cleaned it, which involved vacuuming the entire thing, including the rug, and the entire place was spotless when they decided to leave the cabin for about 15 minutes to walk to a nearby post office. And when they got back from that 15-minute trip to the post office, there was just a random tooth in the middle of the rug in the middle of the cabin. This entire thing is something that just really interests me. I don't think that I have ever found a human tooth in a place where a human tooth shouldn't be. I kept thinking about it while I was doing research for this video, but the amount of people who have is absolutely crazy. Like the person that left the comment about the tooth being found in the middle of the rug, I'm under the impression that they were the only person there. There was nobody else in the cabin when they came back, and they hadn't lost a tooth. So where did this tooth come from? It clearly wasn't there when they were cleaning. So how did it get there in the 15 minutes that this person was gone? They commented underneath this thread saying that in their culture, if you find a human tooth, that usually means that someone is doing some kind of bad witchcraft on you, and that the tooth was specifically put there to cause chaos in your life and bring bad things your way. And that is kind of like a common occurrence throughout all of the comments in all of these topics that I'm going to talk about, or all of these threads that I'm going to talk about. People are always commenting saying that finding human teeth is a sign of a hex or some kind of witchcraft, and to be very, very careful. This next one, which was also found on r/paranormal, is titled Finding Human Teeth in My House, and this one gets that much stranger, if that's at all even possible. This person goes on to say that their dad had found a human tooth on his bedside table a little while ago, and they had no idea where it came from. It didn't come from anybody in the house. It didn't come from the dad himself, and they had no idea how it got there, but they just kind of disposed of the tooth and moved on with their life. That was until they found out that their cousin also was finding human teeth on his bedside table, or her bedside table, their bedside table, and they were finding human teeth on their nightstand on a regular basis. Like, this was something that was happening to them quite frequently, and the person who made this Reddit post was just looking for answers as to why that might be. This just really blows my mind, and is something I cannot understand. I don't get where these teeth are coming from. I don't understand how this is happening, and obviously if that's happening to you, you want answers, so it's normal that these people are reaching out, but like, why is this happening? And if it was one tooth, okay, maybe somebody lost a tooth and didn't notice, but for there to be frequently found teeth found by the bedside, like, that is so creepy and weird. Like, where are these teeth coming from? I don't understand. I was really hoping that there would be some kind of update on this post specifically, but there wasn't one, unfortunately. However, they did mention that all of the teeth that had been found by both the cousin and the dad were all adult human teeth. Now, I really hope by this point in this video, this is something that you guys are now interested in, because this is something that I really have not been able to stop thinking about since I came across that video. It just does not make any sense to me, like I'm going to keep saying throughout this. I don't understand how this is happening. I cannot fathom it at all. I just don't get it. This next one has a similar title, I Keep Finding Human Teeth in My House. And this person goes on to say that twice they have found human teeth, and it is really starting to freak them out because they have no explanation as to where these teeth came from. On May 1st, this person was walking through their living room when they stepped on something hard. And when they moved their foot, that is when they noticed that what they were standing on was in fact an adult human tooth. They said that both this person and their sister were way over the age of losing teeth, and they have no idea where this tooth came from. Now, like I mentioned doing earlier, after the first time they didn't really think much of it and they just moved on. But recently, the day before this person had made their post, their dad had been showering when all of a sudden he randomly found a human tooth in the shower. And so this person was now posting on here asking where these teeth could have came from and why they might just be finding random human teeth all over their house. But this is obviously a very weird topic, and the comments are relatively the same as the other comment sections that I've previously shared with you. Next one I picked because it has a photo linked, and this one is titled, I have found 4 adult teeth with roots in my home since moving in 2 years ago. And this person goes on to say just that. They have found 4 adult human teeth in their home in the last 2 years, and all of these teeth still have the roots attached to them. That's not like normally like chipping a tooth or whatever, like to get the whole root and everything, like, ugh, so creepy and weird that this is happening to people. First 2 teeth in this instance were found while they were still moving stuff around in the home and kind of just moving in and getting settled, so it didn't raise too many red flags, as they thought maybe the previous owner had left these teeth in the house, or, you know, had lost teeth quite close to the time that these other people were moving in, you know, something like that, like kind of like a logical explanation. After finding the first 2 teeth, the person goes on to say that they just picked them up and put them in this little box of oddities that they have laying around their house, and they kind of just moved on. But the second tooth that they found in the home was under much stranger circumstances. They found this tooth in a room that had been recently renovated, vacuumed, and mopped, meaning that the tooth wasn't there the day before. And all of a sudden, the tooth was just randomly in the middle of the room. So this room had been renovated, and now it was done being renovated, and and the person had just finished cleaning this room, and when they went in, the tooth was there. And this person lived alone, there was nobody else in the house at the time, so that was just really strange. And then on the day that they made this post, they found another tooth with the roots still attached like the other three, just sitting on the floor beside their bed. They said that they had been in there previously throughout the day and the tooth wasn't there, but all of a sudden when they went back into the bedroom, the tooth was just sitting. The teeth again all still had the roots attached, meaning that they could have very well have been yanked completely out of somebody's mouth. The home was built in 1976 but was completely re-renovated and up to date, meaning that there was no open walls, ceilings, or anything like that. And like in the other posts, a lot of these comments are just people, you know, sharing other experiences where they found human teeth or looking for answers as to why people keep finding these teeth when, you know, they shouldn't be there. There's no explanation. There's no logical explanation for these teeth being there. One of the comments under this post though was very interesting and smart and wasn't something that I had thought of, but it was asking if this person knew anybody who worked in dentistry who would want to be pranking them, because this person could be getting the teeth and setting them up to freak this person out. However, this person said that they didn't know anybody who worked in dentistry and that the only people who had regularly been in their home was their parents and their boyfriend, and none of them had any idea where the teeth were coming from, and they were all freaked out as well. Two I chose to share are a little bit different, but I chose to share them because they both have pictures. This next one is titled, "Is it normal to find human teeth in gravel?" And the picture is shared and it says, "Gravel is on the street from work being done, but public work department, by the public work department. What kind of teeth is this?" Now this one to me obviously seems a lot less odd than the other ones because I feel like anybody could lose teeth while out in the world. I feel like it's a common thing to find. I mean, maybe not that common, but you know, there's homeless people, there's people out and about who maybe just lost a tooth and throw it on the side of the road, or disposed of teeth that somehow ended up there or something like that. So this one doesn't seem as odd to me as the other one. Top comment on this one is from somebody who had worked with human remains for 25 years, just confirming that this is in fact a human tooth. And they're saying basically that it isn't that uncommon to find human teeth out in gravel, especially in construction sites. And yeah, basically just that. However, I wanted to share this one in comparison to just show how much weirder it is to find human teeth in your house. Like, a lot of these people were just going about their business and all of a sudden turned around and there's a tooth that didn't have any, like, there's no logical explanation, whereas this one could have a logical explanation. This next one is posted in r/witchcraft and is titled "Found Human Teeth." The person says, long story short, the roommate came home from work and found a human tooth in their pocket. They noted that this tooth was a adult molar and that it was very, very clean and like looked as if it had been polished. They said that the roommate had not noticed the tooth in their pocket until they came home and were getting undressed from the day and from work, and that it hadn't been there earlier in the day. They said that the roommate hadn't remembered ever putting a tooth in any of their pockets, let alone the ones that they had had on that day, and that it was just as if this tooth came out of thin air. This person went on to say that the roommate was going through like this minimalistic style stage where they put all of their clothes in storage for about 2 months, which is where these pants were for 2 months. And then all of a sudden that night before they went to bed or whatever, the roommate got this really big urge to wear those pants and dug them out of storage. Now, a lot of the comments underneath this post are saying, you know, maybe they somehow got in there while they were in storage or something like that. But after reading the post again, I'm under the impression that the pants were in storage containers in their house or whatever. They weren't actually in a storage unit, and I think that makes it much more unlikely that somehow the teeth got in there while the pants were in the storage container, like in like a, you know, like a big huge box or whatever. Now this comment section specifically is one that I really went through because I was looking for answers as to like what kind of witchcraft or hex people could be putting on other people using human teeth. However, there wasn't really any comments giving any information on that. However, there was a very funny comment that I came across that I want to share with you guys, basically saying that this person, when they were a kid, were digging in their parents' backyard when they found a bunch of human teeth, and then their mom came clean. And if there's any kids in the room, turn this off or skip a little bit of ahead because But anyways, their mom came clean saying that they were the tooth fairy, and after taking the kid's tooth, they didn't know what to do with them, so they just throw them in the backyard, which is so funny to me. Something kind of weird but completely unrelated that I wanted to note here is that while I was doing research and reading all of these stories about these people finding random human teeth, all of a sudden I got like this weird pain in my front tooth and it started bleeding everywhere, and I was kind of a little bit creeped out. I didn't lose a tooth or anything, I just thought that was kind of weird and thought I'd note it here in the video. I'm gonna share one more story that I found on Reddit of people finding human teeth in places that they shouldn't be, but I just wanted to kind of get across how weird this is and how many people just randomly find teeth in all of these weird places all the time. Like, this just seems so crazy to me. This isn't something that I ever heard and I never thought would be a thing. It's just so bizarre. This one is titled "Finding Teeth in Our Laundry Room," and this person writes this post after finding a human tooth in their laundry room on a cabinet located above their washing machine. They say that the cabinet is low and the laundry room is a high traffic area in their home. The person who made this post was a little bit creeped out, so they took the tooth and showed it to their husband, who had told her that he had found a tooth in the exact same area the week before. Now, the tooth that the woman had found appeared to be an adult molar, but the tooth that the husband had found was said to be much smaller, not a molar. Now, neither of these two people were missing teeth, and neither were any of their children. This person says that they tried to do research and find out why this occurrence was happening to them, but most of the things that they came across were people saying, you know, maybe this was an older home that people had previously lived in and you just didn't see the teeth yet. But this home specifically was built by this family 6 years prior. They were the only people to have ever lived there, and again, they weren't missing their teeth and neither were any of their children. So where did these teeth come from? And if the laundry room was a high traffic area, they were probably looking at that shelf frequently. You'd think that they would notice if there was teeth on there randomly. But this was obviously something that freaked this woman out, understandably, and they were just looking for answers as to why they may be finding these human teeth in their home. Obviously, there isn't like a fully given reason as to why these people would be finding human teeth everywhere, but some people give a little bit more of a settling, logical explanation, like if these people had previously bought used clothing or used furniture, maybe the teeth had come out of the clothes or off of the furniture in any of these cases. But I feel like if you're sitting there racking your brain as to why you are finding human teeth, that would be something that would come into your brain. However, I do think that in some instances that probably is the case. I just don't think that's an explanation for everything. A much more sinister explanation that I came across under a lot of these comment sections were people suggesting that maybe there was somebody frogging in the home, you know, living inside the walls or the attics or wherever, and that these teeth belonged to them. The topic of frogging on its own completely freaks me out, so the fact that there could be these people living inside of these people's walls, leaving teeth everywhere, whether they be their own, which would be creepy enough, but what if they're leaving somebody else's teeth around? That is so beyond creepy, and I don't think that that is probably the instance in a lot of these, but you know, that one room cabin, the person obviously wasn't living there full time, so maybe there was a squatter, you know, somebody living there, and that's where the tooth came from. That whole topic just really freaks me out. Somebody in one of these comment sections talked about how spirits can literally maternalize things in front of your face, and they talk about how maybe the spirits were leaving these teeth in these places for people to, you know, look into their dental history or look into the person who previously lived in the home or something like that, because it does seem a lot of the time like these teeth were just materializing right in front of these people's faces. However, something that this person pointed out that I do find very strange is that majority of the teeth that were found in all of these cases were adult molars. The amount of people who experience finding human adult molars just randomly in their homes and stuff like that is absolutely crazy to me. I cannot wrap my brain around this at all. But one of the most common comments that I've seen underneath a lot of these posts is that it's often a hex or something to do with witchcraft. Now, I tried to look into it deeper, but obviously without other evidence, there isn't specific spells or curses that involve teeth that I could just list here, but that seems to be the most common thing that people believe when randomly finding human teeth inside of your home or on your property without explanation. I don't know why I feel so drawn to this topic, but I just think that it is so interesting. Maybe it's because I really don't understand it and I can't wrap my brain around it. I just think it is one of the strangest things I have ever come across. I have hair in my mouth. But I would really like to know if you guys have found human teeth of your own. If you have, please, not human teeth of your own, but like if you've personally found human teeth that you don't know where they came from, let me know in the comments down below, because this is just something that is so interesting to me. And I really hope that you guys found this video as interesting as I did researching it. I just think this topic is so crazy. But guys, that is going to bring us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below what you'd like to see in my future videos. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos from me. Have a happy Halloween, and don't forget to comment down below what you're dressing up as, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.